Are you ready for your number two?
Yeah, number two is something that I've recently started getting into on a mega scale, which I didn't expect to, which is Formula One 2022 sim racing has become a big thing for me now.
What is it?
Um, Formula One 2022. So,
Formula One.
you know what NASCAR is, yeah?
Okay.
It's Formula One is, NASCAR just different. But Formula One is what we have. Um, so it's racing, obviously. But I've never been a real racing fan, but my dad's into Formula One, and I got the game uh, as a present for Christmas. Got it early, to play multiplayer with him, and I ended up getting really into the game because you're racing not only to obviously win, but then there's a speed run element in order to get the fastest lap.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is great. I love that because I'm constantly challenging myself, and I've still got to strategize about pit stops and overtakes and all that kind of stuff. Because some races are like 78 laps, which is like 2 hours of racing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the fact it can go in VR kind of blew my mind a little bit because it's amazing how the controller reacts with the vibrations when you're going over curbs or you have tire damage. While in the cockpit in VR, it's a fantastic experience.
Huh. So
It's just amazing.
I was going to ask you what's the difference with this and Forza, but this seems to have a very different type of vehicle, right?
Yeah, so like Forza is more supercars, like sports cars,
Mm-hmm.
Porsches, that kind of thing. Formula One is a specific type of car that it's a mixture between aerodynamic and mechanical functions of a car, but like on steroids, if you get what I mean. Like you're going
Uh-huh.
up to 200 plus mile, in speed. It's crazy. Um, and I've never been a racing fan or a big sports fan, but this game has like blew my mind, and I'm super excited for the racing season next year. I think I caught racing fever.
Interesting.
So, and it's the VR thing because you feel like you actually get into the race and you get mad if, tail rear end you basically, or you get, into the kiddie litter or the gravel or whatever you want to, and then, you're behind possibly by like 12 places then. So it's just fun. It lets me be competitive, and it's super enjoyable when you win.
Okay, and the rewards you get, I'm assuming, are just upgrades for your vehicle and maybe skins and colors and such.
Yeah, so that's where I was going to come. So the negative side effect is it's not really too big of a breaker for me,
Mm-hmm.
but it is the typical EA fashion of microtransactions.
Oh.
Like Fortnite has for skins,
Mm-hmm.
so you can actually get like overall skins. You can get different skins for your car. You can get different helmet skins, different glove skins, different dancer modes, different voice dialogues for like when you win the race. It's not a big deal for me because I'm not that bothered about buying extra skins. It's not going to make me any better at the game,
Mm-hmm.
realistically. But I get why people don't like it because of that. But in terms of rewards in the game, you don't really get upgrades for the car. You upgrade your car as you progress through your career. So, have you ever played like the NFL games?
Uh-uh.
Uh,
I'm not a big
Okay,
sports
well,
fan.
it's a bit like yeah, it's a bit like that. See, if you haven't played the NFL, I'm doubting you've played FIFA. So, but I
No, I
thought
don't play
American
sports games at
NFL
all.
might make sense. But in the career, you're trying to win the championship, and then you get contract negotiations to get more money,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. Um, but it's kind of cool because you upgrade with research and development, but the real bit is if you can win enough like championships, you get better contracts and you can actually have like higher risk. So, you get high risk reward kind of thing.
Okay. Are the
Um,
are the
sorry, what were you going to say?
oh are the tracks very unique?
The tracks are the actual tracks that are used by the F1. So you have
Oh.
Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, then it goes to Australia. Basically, all the tracks that have been used for the 2022 season are the tracks that are in the game. But for next year, Vegas is a new track. and there's one more track to be added because Russia was taken away after the Ukraine invasion, and
Hmm.
France is not holding a Grand Prix this year, so there's a new track coming. So the next game that comes out will have obviously the two newer tracks and some of the older tracks that are getting used for the season.
Okay.
So it goes off actual statistics, and even the drivers' statistics get updated regularly. If they win a race, then you can apply them statistics to said drivers, which will actually change the race outcome slightly. Like it'll make it a little bit more realistic. So
How are the crash physics?
very good.
Oh, really? Like it?
E- Like in the VR, it's very good. Like you feel like you're actually gonna come out the car.
Oh my goodness!
You know, or like you might have an overtake coming, and you think you're safe, and you know you're just about to turn in, another driver will come in, and then you've got to pull away. But it's in VR, like your heart starts pounding because you've just obviously avoided a collision. So
Um,
it's pretty realistic.
I'm gonna go off subject for a moment. I would love to see that Grand Theft Auto style game where the crash physics are extremely realistic, and it's just the most challenging part of the game is just maintaining a vehicle to take care of a mission.
Oh, it'd be amazing, like, because in the
Oh.
F1, if you smash into a guardrail hard enough, your wheel actually gets destroyed. Like, you see it rip from the
Hmm.
axle, and, like, the front of your car gets destroyed, and you spin out. It's really good.
If we can take the
It's
crash,
just,
oh sorry.
I was gonna say, it's just a shame the VR crashes quite a bit because of Steam VR.
Oh,
It's still in its infant stages, so Steam VR can be a bit unpredictable sometimes, and it crashes mid-race. So, thank God there's a save function.
there is a game. Hold on, let me pull it up. Crash game for PC.
I'm hoping to stream some F1 in the new year, so you might be able to see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. This one car game has a really weird name. That's why I can't remember it. BeamNG.Drive. We need to take the crash physics from that game and put it in a GTA style game, and also allow the character to break their arms or get decapitated. And just make
Wow.
everything else can be like Grand Theft Auto. Just make the vehicles and your characters super fragile.
Wow, okay. That's pretty cool. I mean, to me, if a game, especially something like a racing shooter, you know, to an extent, it's got to have realistic physics. You know, it's got to feel good.
Well, I mean, it'll make people care more about their driving in the game, and maybe hopefully in an in an ideal situation, people will be more careful about how they drive on the road. Because one thing that's really slacking in driving education in America is that they don't show enough people the consequences of reckless driving.
Ah, okay. No,
one
that's a good point though.
one thing that kept me straight, and the reason why I drive like a grandma, is because I watched a film called Red Asphalt 3 on YouTube back when it was on YouTube. I don't think it's on there now, but it showed a guy's brains being scraped off the pavement into a bucket.
Oh Christ.
And I saw that, and just like in King of the Hill, that kept me straight. That's where I got it from. Actually, was King of the Hill when Hank said, "The only thing that kept me straight was when the guy's brain was being scraped off a pavement."
Yeah, man, Hank Hill is a wise man.
Hmm. I can't wait for the reboot show, the revival.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
But
Uh,
yeah, they really. I know a lot of people do not want to watch that stuff, but I feel like it's extremely important to get into the mindset that you need to drive safe, or this is going to happen to you. Because
oh, 100%.
there are way too many crazy drivers on the road. People that just they act like they own the road. They change lanes without turn signaling, and they just. I mean, I understand there might be emergencies, but there's a safer way to do it. Don't cause an accident just because you need to get somewhere, or
Yes. No, I
whatever.
get it.
Call the cops if you need to. To get you there faster. There's got to be some. There's got to be a better way to get to your destination.
Oh,
And
100%.
yeah, man, it's just.
I mean, the VR aspect there's been a few times like there was because the physics, the controller rumbles as well. You know, when you hit into guardrails or the tires wear out, so you know you feel it proper aggressively shaking. But there's one where I got hit on the back tire and I span out into the railing, and in VR that scares the crap out of you.
Ooh.
because you just see the car spinning around, and I span into the railing because I got clipped on the back wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know it's a game, but again, it comes back to the thing is reckless, and it just even in a racing game, you still get that mindset of, oh my god, I've just crashed into a guardrail at such and such a speed because it feels real.
And have you ever played any of the old games like Pole Position or Rally X?
I tried Rally X out, couldn't really get into it. Never was able to get into rally games.
Don't you
Like,
don't you love that theme music?
yeah, but the game, I don't think I could ever.
It gets old fast. I love the music that plays
And
during
isn't
it.
that crazy? How there's certain games we love music from in
Mm.
particular.